The new logo, I like it. It's obviously very different from our last one, but I think it represents our club really well, and it's going to serve us well going into the future, which is great.
Did you guys did you get to a stage where you guys just sort of got sick of the old one, or being a bit tired, looking?
Oh, I think the old logo served its purpose. Yep. I think it was designed in 2007 when the club was going through a bit of a tough period, and it sort of represented our club really well through that point. But I think going forward now, the one that we've got at the moment, obviously up here, it represents what we stand for and the direction we're heading as well, and puts us in a strong position.
How do you feel about the transition period, Jack? What do you think the next year or so holds?
I think it's really exciting. Obviously, we farewelled a few of our champions towards the end of last year, which was sad, but we understand that's what happens in football. And moving forward, we've got a lot of guys and a lot of young guys ready to take their opportunities, which we all know what youth brings, and that's excitement. And you don't need to look any further than the two guys to my side here. Come across from different clubs, and we're super excited to get them into the team and see what they can do, along with our younger guys as well.
So do you feel as if the right calls were made in regards to your beloved teammates?
Yeah, it's tough. Obviously, they've probably all got cases to play on next year, but we all know how football works, and I back Brad's decisions. He had to make tough calls for the footy club, and as a playing group, we go out with the best 22 each week and try and get the job done, and nothing will change next year with the personnel we have. So we're super excited about 2017 and what that will bring for our footy club.
Do you expect to be the new captain?
I don't expect anything, but obviously with Andrew stepping down and the processes that we'll take forth, obviously later in the year and probably into the new year, there's a position vacant, and if it's me, that's great. But if it's not, I'll support whoever gets the job.
You had a taste of it last year. What did you think of that last season?
Yeah, obviously I really enjoyed it. I don't think we won that game though, so I probably didn't do too well. But it'd be a good challenge if it came. But obviously as a leadership group, we've got enough to focus on next year and make sure we can improve as a team, and that's where our focus will lie.
What's the process? Like, will it be player-driven or voted in by the players or the coach? Do you know?
Yeah, I think it will be a bit of both. There'll be definitely player input as well as the coaches deciding, but I think probably more player-based. But I actually haven't spoke to the coach about that yet, so we'll have to wait and see.
I know you said that the journey's going to be exciting ahead, Jack, but what does that mean? I mean, for the fans, they're going to be wondering where your team, is a realistic chance to finish next year. Where is it in your mind? Are you still top 4? Are you top 8? Do you think that's going to be difficult? How can you put your finger on it?
I don't think our goals will change from next year to this year. Obviously, throughout the pre-season, we'll sit down as a playing group and decide what we want to achieve. But there's 18 teams out there trying to win the flag, and finishing top 8 will give you the best chance to do that. And I think every team's going to aim to that next year, and we'll probably be no different. But understanding we need to improve in a few areas from last year and get some young guys in for opportunities, and we know what they can do when they come in and unearth some new players. So. It's hard to put a finger on exactly what we want because we haven't come back for pre-season yet and decided upon that. But I think as a playing group, you want to play in September every year, and I don't think next year will be any different.
Is there a sense of unknown about it, given the players that have retired? And there's so many players on your list that haven't played one senior game yet. So is there a bit of an unknown about what you can do next year?
Obviously there is, yeah. I think a lot of guys haven't had their opportunity yet, and I think a lot of guys next year will get their opportunity. And we know what young players can do when they get their opportunity. You look at guys last year like Mason Wood and Benny Brown's come on, win leaps and bounds. Majak played really well towards the end of last year, and Trent Dumont, Kane Turner, you can roll the list off. Taylor Garner hasn't played for a couple of years, and these guys, we just want to get them fit into our team, and we know internally what they can do, and it's about showing the football world that as well.
Jack, almost I think it was 2,000 games experience at Burnham. Do you sort of feel that now the burden of responsibility, you and also guys in the sort of similar age bracket as you guys, to sort of now really step up and take the baton?
Well, I've gone from a young guy to an old guy in 1 year, so it's a bit different. But I mean, yeah, obviously we can't rely on our older guys anymore because they're not there. So we are the senior players, and we look forward to that responsibility and taking a hold of that and really driving the direction of our footy club. It's going to be exciting, and we can't wait to get started.
Boomer's going to be back around the place. How's he going to cope being around but he can't play?
I don't know. It'll be interesting. Obviously, he's played for, what has he played for, 25 years almost. So he'll be in a different role, but it's awesome to have him back at the footy club. He means so much to the playing group and the supporters and everyone in the footy club, and I couldn't have pictured him anywhere else except for North Melbourne next year.
Was that process difficult for the playing group then, Jack? You cast your mind back to the end of last month. I mean, how hard was that? These guys are a great tier footy club, and did you feel it sort of took the sting out of things, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously difficult, but I've been at the footy club for 9 years, and Boomer, Drewy and Spud have been there the whole time, and that was obviously a tough pill to swallow, but every footballer that signs up understands there's one of two ways a football career ends, and you know, it comes to an end, unfortunately, all the time for each players, and we lose, I think, a few more guys this year in terms of delistings and other younger guys as well, which is always sad to see go. But it's always difficult to see them go, but at the same time it's exciting because the guys that come in bring a lot of excitement and youth. So it really, you know, I'm very excited, as I've said 1,000 times in this interview, but it's very exciting.
Just on that, was Boom probably more surprising one, given he was probably head and shoulders above the rest of the guys, you know, top 5 BNF and I think career best goal tally. Was that the one that was the most surprising, I guess, to you?
Yeah, well, as I said before, each one of them probably had cases to play on the year after, but you know, no one can tell the future and what holds the future holds. Sorry, and I think, you know, the club in the end made a really tough call, which they thought was best for the footy club, and we stick by that. So it was pretty tough, but we move on from that and we go look forward to next year.
Sorry, Jack. Did the distraction hurt the team performance, do you think? Like, I think Drew said it felt a bit flat or something. Do you think it had any impact on your team performance?
No, I don't think it had a major impact. Obviously, the day it occurred and a couple of days after, it was a little bit flat around the club, but we understood we had a final series to play for, and if players can't get up for finals, mate, then I don't know what they're going to get up for. So I think, you know, we were soundly beaten by Adelaide in the elimination final, and that was disappointing, but that probably wasn't a reflection of what had happened a couple of weeks before. I think that was more the way we played.
Is captaining this club something you've thought about and would, you know, obviously really want to do?
Yeah, obviously I've thought about it a little bit, and it's something that I'd aspire to do. But in saying that, you know, I've said publicly before that if I was the captain or I wasn't the captain, it probably wouldn't change much of my actions and the way I go about my football. So I'm about trying to help my teammates improve as well as myself, and drive this footy club to hopefully its next premiership.